I think it had potential. It had potential, but the problem is they forgot to order a scaffolding. And so when they jimmy rigged that monstrosity that they put up, it was like 4 stories high. It was just ridiculous. Normal scaffolding was like 2 stories high, so the fall wasn't that great. And I remember Dusty pulling all 4 of us, and he says, "Listen, normally somebody's got to fall off these things, he goes, but I don't expect anybody to take the fall here." And my hat's off to Bobby because Bobby goes right away, "I'll do it." You know what I mean? And he'd seen how high it was because that was the opener, and he'd seen how high it was. And everybody else kind of just turned and looked at Bobby, mouths wide open, and eyes like, "You gotta be kidding me," And but he said it, and he said, "Nah, Dusty said I can't be a part of that." And then then he came up with the idea with those flags. But when we've seen the height of how high that scaffolding was, that was, in my mind, I wasn't standing with the other guys when I saw the scaffolding. I knew that was going to be an issue. I was, dude, I would have broke more than my both legs if I'd have came off that, if I'd have fell off that thing. That would have been probably, for me, been death. I've done a lot of crazy things in my career, but that was seriously a dangerous moment. So.
Now, going into the scaffold match, obviously, you guys saw the issues with it, but did Austin and Terry Taylor have any sort of issues, like not wanting to go through with the match?
Nobody said anything about not going through the match. We, that's what we were booked in to do. In those days, it was very seldom that you ever heard anybody say, "No, I'm not doing it." You just, if that's what you were booked to do, you went out and did it. I wouldn't have refused. I was happy to be in the spot and, to be on a pay-per-view, and those guys all said it too. I'd worked with all 3 of those guys in other matches prior to that. I just wish it could have, would have been a different kind of match other than that scaffolding match. Otherwise, or if they'd had a regular scaffolding there, I wouldn't have had no problem falling off a regular scaffolding, but that thing was just way, way too high.
Yeah, it's funny, a lot of people still talk about it, and, it's about 20, 25 years ago, that match happened. It was a long time ago, 1991, but, it's one of those weird things that are like, well, people are still talking about it, and people still seek it out on YouTube and the WWE Network and stuff, so it's kind of one of those things where it's a terrible match, but everyone remembers it.
Yeah, I guess, good or bad. If people are still looking at it, then I guess, my legacy still goes on somewhere then. It's just, whether they're looking at it to criticize it or whether they're looking at it because they appreciate it or whatever, that's a fan's prerogative. But I just think it's, if that's the case, if they're checking it out, good for them. I'm just glad I could be there to entertain the fans, because after all, that's what this job is about, is entertaining the public.
Absolutely, and the Rap Master definitely did that. He was definitely over with the crowd, and a little
yo, baby, yo.